Taurus, hi. Welcome to Capricorn season, January 2022. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have been doing well. It's been a minute since we've caught up. I think, Taurus, it's really important to say, right off the bat, phew, how nice does it feel to finally be in an Earth season, right? Ugh, all the crazies. Last time we were in an Earth season, it was Virgo season, and that just seems like 100 years ago. A lot has happened since, huh? Taurus, for you, I feel like you know that right now the way you feel is totally going to dictate how well you're going to get through this winter. Uranus, the planet Uranus, has been in your sign. Expansion meets money. Expansion meets the senses. It's no surprise if there's been a lot of changes to your living arrangements, the people you've been living with, and it's no surprise if your perspective on the world has changed. So 2020, 2021 prepared you, kind of pulled and prodded it at this fixed earth sign that hates all of that. Like, just give me my money and leave me alone. Taurus, it's so important right now that the vibe. I don't think it's difficult for Earth signs to keep their vibe like massively up during an Earth season because we are the funnest, and the most magic happens in an Earth season. So we know that with manifestation, with Capricorn energy, it's very much about the getting to the top of the mountain. It's very much about the enthusiasm, the drive, the ambition, the stamina. And you don't get there without a lot of training, right? And so I often find that Capricorns tend to have either really difficult lives or they have these like jobs or these lifestyles that just require so much of them. They're hardcore, you know what I mean? And there's this element of hardcore Earth, deepest recesses, darkest recesses of winter. But it's where all the magic happens. And for me personally, this is when I love being in England because it's the coldest, it's so brutal, it's so real. Like, feel this pain, it's gonna make you tough. And when you're tough, you're gonna go and get whatever you want. And so Taurus, I feel like there is this need for like yourselves and Virgo to be super tough right now. Right? You've got to be the tough kids of the zodiac and give Aquariuses a run for their money. There's a lot of synchronicities happening around you. Numbers, angel numbers, I think, words showing up in certain places, certain, reminders of certain things or foods you should be eating, etc. January is massively synchronistic, and you've got to really take good care of your body. Make sure you're eating well, making sure that you're drinking enough water, making sure that you're staying hydrated. How important it is to stay hydrated in an Earth season, like, come on. There is a need for you to be in your rituals, Taurus. The sage, the prayers, the meditation, all of it. I've just put the Psychic Tarot by John Holland and the Chakra Wisdom Oracles to one side. We're going to use those, I'm sure. The card combination has stayed the same for Capricorn season. The cards normally let me know when it's time to change things up. But I feel as if Sagittarius season kind of got the fire ignited. You kind of got a glimpse of all of the potential, and now that Venus is in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, it's very serious, it's very official, like logistics are important, we're doing things for a certain reason, and this is why we're doing them, and everything has to be counted out, and everything is like super responsible, and all the accounting is on point, and all of the stock takes are on point. I don't know why I'm talking about stock take, Venus retrograde in Capricorn, but it is that kind of feeling, do you know what I mean? Like everything has to be accounted for. There has to be a tally, an organized tally. We got to know what the facts are. And so this might be a time for you to gather the facts. And in order to be able to gather the facts, it's super important right now, Taurus, for you to be massively present with everything that's going on in your life. Every situation, everything that you're finding yourself in right now, you must be so fully immersed in this present moment so that you're understanding what Uranus retrograde in your sign has brought out for you to fix up about yourself or about the situation. It's kind of like we're not stopping, we're not like reassessing. We're going through all of it. Typical Capricorn. Stop, go back. No, we don't do that. We go forward. All the way to the top, thank you. We're not stopping at anything less. And so it's a fun season, and it's a fun time. Take a deep breath in for me. The World card, here we go. And it is the beginning of a new cycle, Taurus. And this time you kind of get to take certain skill sets with you, certain life lessons that invigorate you in a way that perhaps you weren't necessarily before accustomed to. It has its benefits, Uranus being in your sign. It is very quirky. And so there's a lot of fun experiences that can be had potentially right now. The Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. I think there is a direction that you're really quick to get into. And I think it's perhaps about closing out one cycle consciously, Taurus. Actively, Taurus. Proactively, Taurus. Closing out a certain chapter. Writing a line, drawing a big old line under it and be like, okay, that's done. We're not going back there. I'm at the precipice of a new start. January is the new beginning. I'm going to rush forward, but I need to be very aware of the fact that my energy reserves, if I'm going to use up all of this momentum now without actually like really reserving some of the energy I need for me too, there's places you want to be, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're traveling a lot in January. And I think it's really nice because I feel like you might be going, making these journeys, making these trips, and it's almost like a new life. And there is almost like this new life in the freedom and not being in a place of restraint. And I think Capricorn season, it's kind of like you're rushing towards love. There's this new cycle, okay? And I do think it's really nice because you're rushing towards a new cycle in love. You might be meeting someone in January, and it might have a lot to do with you cutting out people from the past, who you were before, being very clear and concise about your voice, knowing exactly what it is you have to say, and being really empowered in what you're saying. You deserve a new beginning, Taurus, and I think the only one that stands between you and it is you. It's time for a new start, and I think it would be really good if you just spoke as a voice of reason to yourself, Taurus. Give yourself permission, set yourself free from the past, and confidently move towards this new cycle. You might need to speak very clearly about what you want. You know, Capricorn season, I always say it, is one of those seasons as you speak it, as it happens. And so I'm telling you, Taurus, it's literally about the internal voice and what you're telling yourself. So, here, Queen of Pentacles. In January, once you decide to close out certain past things, certain truths that need to be spoken, the voice of reason where you might need to be the voice of reason here, you really managed to successfully make it back to you. And that's so glorious because things are super abundant again. You feel really good about yourself again. The confidence is back, There's a spring in your step. Your work's organized and life is not chaotic. Everything's exactly as it should be. But as long as you're willing to close out certain chapters and certain cycles. I think that's the general gist of what I'm getting here. Talking about closing out certain chapters. You're walking away from something that was perhaps a toxic bond. And you might need to pay attention to this journey, because I don't think you want to repeat it, Taurus. I really don't think you want to repeat it again. So the thing, I guess, is really about manifesting love, being fully aware of the things that you tell yourself. Manifesting love from a place where you are not deficit. If anything, you're kind of taking life by the reins a little bit more now come January. Cancerian energy, Capricorn energy. This is about leadership. And sometimes we're forced to make certain trips, certain journeys, certain risks in order for our victory. You've kind of got to look at your passions a little bit. Move because it's what you want. And I do think by moving, by taking a trip, by going in search of what is emotionally fulfilling to you, you end up really victorious, Taurus. You end up super victorious. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you've been bound to certain bad habits, certain bad relationships, certain frames of thinking. And it's almost become like a part of your identity where you're subconsciously manifesting all of these things into your life. When really it is just about you kind of making a break free from being chained to your own devils. Prayer is going to help significantly with that, Taurus. I feel in Capricorn season you might be guided to make most of... This is actually like your card, you know what I mean? Like Taurus, what you do well is have that creative connection to the divine, to source, and you kind of bring manifestation through because you actually believe that you deserve it. So where it is you might have been exuding your energy tied to things that may have been depleting you, it's time you kind of grab life by the reins and moved on from that situation, because it's going to be really victorious for you. You do need to get a little bit spiritually connected, and right now the time to connect to source, I think, is super important, Taurus. Pray, 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 pray. Pray for all of it. I mean, seriously, you should be in constant conversation with God, or whatever you refer to as the Grand Designer, at all points by now. That's only like Life Hack 101. Where life has given you sour lemons, make lemonade. Lemonade. Completion. You're definitely at the end of a cycle, Taurus. Know your self-worth this time. You don't have to like... Ooh. That confirms the message. It's about you snapping out of confusion. It's about you not letting yourself get rattled. If things kind of start spiraling a little bit out of your comfort area, you know, that safe zone. This confusion is really just the doubt that you're putting over yourself. You know that you've come to the end of a certain cycle, and your self-worth has and will, accelerated motion, put you in a position where you're actually really moving forward. I do think a lot of you are taking trips. I do think a lot of you are traveling. It's safe to say that a trip that you're making is going to be massively victorious for you. And I feel like things are going to start moving quickly once you... Oh, partnerships and alliances. This is it, Taurus. Heart chakra, really, really big month for love. I don't know why, I'm just feeling like there is a lot of love available this month. Connections are going to be formed, deep, deep bonds. Please know your self-worth at all time. Work on your heart chakra. Guided heart chakra meditations all over the tubes. If you want more help with heart chakra stuff, book a reading. Taurus, I'm doing 15 minutes additional free complimentary to all readings booked between now and January the 1st. So take a look at the website rubyreadstarot.com book your reading there. I think this is all I have for you. This is going to be a really, really big month for you, Taurus. I love you so much. Oh my god, have a good one, okay? I'll speak to you soon.